rotisserie for a E9 or e120, which is a 2000C BMW. As you can see up front, it's connected very well. There's 3 places where you can actually, right there, sorry about shaking the camera, right in there, the bolt to the unibody. That's where the frame, the engine mounting frame, all the suspension bolts up to that frame rail, which is in good shape. And then, you know, the rotisserie is connected in between by this straight middle piece. And the back on these cars, it's problematic because really there's only one place, and it's right in here where the frame bolts to the rear. It also attaches right in there, which is where the differential mounts to. Now I assumed, and I was wrong, that when I started to jack the rotisserie hoist, or to jack it up at that point right there with the hydraulic jack point, that the car would rise. But what's happened is the rotisserie is actually lifted into the car in the back enough. I stopped, I didn't damage anything. And the bar that I use, which is thinner right here, it's not 3/8 steel, it's less, actually started to bend due to the weight of the body at that differential mounting point. So it's just not going to work. So I'm going to have to relieve all the pressure and drop the jack back down and the rotisserie arms down. And what I've seen people, the successful way to do it is to have to weld a long arm between the front arms for the where they bolt into the frame rails up front. They'll drop down so they clear the body, and they'll come down and connect to the rear arms here, so that when you start jacking up the rear, that those arms stay stationary. I naively assumed that when I started jacking the car up, that the arms would stay straight, and that this middle shaft of the rotisserie would keep the rotisserie from pulling up, but it just didn't do that, because I'm new at this and I don't know what I'm doing. But I know enough not to screw up the car. I've seen people try to mount these things by just bolting into the rear bumper bracket points in the rear, and I don't know how they get away with that without damaging the car. I've heard some people have actually damaged their car doing that. So you don't want to do that, but you don't want to do this either. Well intended, but and I've used long bolts, but and this is all 3/8 tubing, so it's really strong, and it's also heavy. But I'm going to have to connect it so that it is going to be a straight line between the front and the back. And that's how you do it. So more shall be revealed.